The state of Vermont is home to some of the best skiable mountains on the East Coast, but hidden in plain sight is a smaller ski resort that was shockingly awesome to ride. Bolton Valley is rated as the #1 small ski area in Vermont, and today I'm doing a full ski resort review of it, going over 5 key categories and rating them from 0 to 20. Then at the end of the video, I'll add up all the scores to give Bolton Valley a total grade out of 100, which makes comparing different ski resorts easier than it's ever been, which helps you decide where to spend your time and money. First, let's look at the terrain offered at Bolton Valley. And one of the first things you'll notice about this mountain is they don't always groom their trails. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they groom as needed, but what I want to draw attention to is if there's snow in the forecast, then almost all of Bolton Valley is going to be one big powder mountain playground. Unlike other popular mountains in Vermont that will still groom a lot of their slopes even with the potential of a powder day in the forecast, Bolton Valley truly lets you enjoy what Mother Nature brings. And it brings a ton of snow here, with an average annual snowfall of 312 inches. There's going to be plenty of powder days here to enjoy. Now that you understand the high potential for powder days here, let's move into some other terrain aspects that are important too. Bolton Valley is smaller than other big name mountains like Killington and Stowe, but there are still plenty of fun riding to be had here. Bolton Valley has 71 trails consisting of 34% beginner, 38% intermediate, and 29% advanced terrain to explore across 3 different mountain peaks. The longest run is 1 mile in length with 19 total miles of skiable terrain across 165 acres. Not to mention there's 12,000 acres of backcountry you can explore as well. Bolton Valley is located in the Green Mountains of Vermont, has a vertical drop of 1,704 feet, 60% snowmaking coverage across its slopes, 3 park trails, 1 double black diamond trail, and 10 marked glade areas on its trail map. Now keep in mind, there are way more glades to ride than the 10 labeled map areas because Bolton Valley gets continually dumped on with powder days throughout the season, making essentially every wooded area a potential glade trail to explore, which can be an awesome way to explore this ski resort. Bolton Valley's skiable season typically starts in early December and lasts through mid-April most years. Their highest skiable summit is 3,150 feet with a base elevation of 1,446 feet. Not to forget, Bolton Valley also offers night skiing as well. Considering all these factors about Bolton Valley's terrain, I'm giving it a solid 17 out of 20 for having a good amount of variety while being significantly smaller than its neighboring mountains. Next, let's take a look at the layout of the mountain. How do the lifts and trails flow? Bolton Valley has 6 lifts across 3 mountain peaks, and all of these mountains can be accessed by skiing or snowboarding, so there's no reason to take your gear off and drive to another part of the resort like can happen with the bigger mountains like Sugarbush or Pico at Killington. Bolton Valley's main peak is Vista Peak, directly above the main base lodge with a quad lift taking you to its summit. There's also 2 double chairs accessing some beginner and intermediate terrain, and the 3 park trails, and 1 surface lift only for the green slope of Mighty Mile for those just starting out. Then Bolton has another double chair for the Wilderness Peak and another quad chair for its Timberline Peak. And its Timberline Mountain has its own base area and parking lot if you want to avoid the main parking area on busier days. Now when we visited Bolton Valley, the Wilderness Peak chair wasn't running, but the mountain is laid out well enough that we could start at the Vista Peak summit and cut over to enjoy most of the runs at Wilderness Peak even though its chair wasn't working. Not to mention, all 3 mountain areas have all levels of terrain difficulty to choose from, so any level of rider can go to any peak here and get down safely if all the runs are open, allowing for beginners to feel more capable. The mountain layout scores a 15 out of 20 for having a well-organized footprint while maintaining a fun, interconnected web of trails for an awesome mountain experience. Now let's take a look at the lodging aspect at Bolton Valley. Where can you stay when planning to come and ride here? Surprisingly, there's a lot of ski in ski out options right at the base of Bolton Valley. For a smaller mountain in Vermont, they provide a good amount of lodging at the mountain, as well as Bolton Valley is only 15 minutes away from Waterbury, Vermont, which is a small city with private rental options only a short drive down the road. Bolton Valley has 6 different condo areas, an inn at the main mountain, and another lodge over at Timberline's base area as well. Not to forget, there's also some private rentals to choose from. We chose to stay in the nearby town of Waterbury, just a short 15-minute drive away because it was cheaper and close to other mountains we wanted to visit. Lodging at Bolton Valley scores a 16 out of 20 for having a decent amount of options. Real quick, let's talk about how much it'll cost you to ride at Bolton Valley. The main draw for Bolton Valley is that it's not on one of the Epic or Icon passes, like most mountains in Vermont are, meaning their lift ticket prices remain pretty affordable. You can choose between a half day, full day, late day, night riding, or an all-day lift ticket option, and I'll list the prices on the screen right here for you. And the fact that almost all of these options are under $100 is crazy good, especially when you can easily pay over double that at other mountains in Vermont. Also, Bolton Valley is on the Indy Pass, which provides 2 free days of riding here, but you will have to pay a small $5 fee for the physical card at the mountain. The cost at Bolton Valley scores an awesome 19 out of 20 for being drastically cheaper than other Vermont resorts. The last category we're scoring today is the uniqueness factor. What makes Bolton Valley stand out? This mountain has some awesome highlights like having the little to no crowds, not being a mega resort like Stowe or Sugarbush, and having tons of powder days throughout the season. But perhaps my favorite part about Bolton Valley is the ability to ride almost exclusively in the glades from the summit all the way to the base.
Danny on that one. Thank you, Mr. Tree. I appreciate the help.
There are a few trail crossings, but this is a unique part to this well-rounded mountain, and uniqueness scores a 16 out of 20 for this reason. So after looking at every aspect of this ski resort, I'm giving Bolton Valley a surprising 83 out of 100, which is a great score for a smaller mountain in Vermont. What do you think of Bolton's final score? Do you think it should be higher? Or maybe you think it should be lower? Let me know in the comments. And if you like finding ski resorts with powder trails that's bigger than Bolton Valley, then watch this next ski resort review of Smuggler's Notch.